Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Jam It Up June 2.0. So here we go with another collaboration. This is a repeat from what we did last year, and I thought the weather was great and nice, so I decided to sit out here and let you know what's going on and give you the intro to this great collaboration. So, as I said, it's Jam It Up June 2.0. The hashtag this collaboration will be hashtag Jam It Up June 2.0, all one word, so don't forget that. It's being hosted by myself, Tony, Kettle Kitchen, and Blue over at Blue Self-Reliance. We feel like we've put together a great collaboration. It spans more than just the US. We do know we have channels from Canada and the UK, so as well as the United States, of course, and all over the United States. So we hope you enjoy it. So this collaboration will be inclusive of jams, jellies, preserves, or conserves, whichever the individual channel wishes to make. Okay, there will be sweet and there will be savory. There will be fruit and some vegetable jams, jellies, preserves, and conserves. So, oh lordy, look at the hair. That is wonderful. Sorry about that. Anyway, so it'll start on June 1st, which is today, and my video will come out right now as we're going through this process. I'll be going through that with you, and then it will end on the last day of the month. Now, there are wonderfully invited and accepted 38 channels that have decided to join in this collaboration. I would love to go through that list, but before I do, I want to tell you who our sponsor is for this collaboration. 4 Jars Lids has decided to go ahead and primarily sponsor this collaboration. Woohoo! 4 Jars Lids always pops. Gotta love it. If you need a discount code, I have one down below. Save yourself 10%. But 4 Jars Lids has graciously agreed to sponsor this collaboration. So, that being said, we will have a live giveaway on Kettle Kitchen, and that's the channel it'll be on. It'll be July 2nd, and it's going to be an early one, but that was so that we could incorporate Blue from the UK and me being on the Pacific Coast, everybody in between. So it will be 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 Mountain Standard Time, 11 Central Standard Time, 12 Eastern Time, and 5 p.m. BST, which is British Standard Time. So that gives you a layout of those times. Okay, we also, I forgot, we had channels from Australia also in here. So we're all over the place. I need to put down their time. I haven't got to that yet, and we'll figure that out. But that being said, 4 Jars Lids is putting out, among the prizes they're putting out, the primary grand prize will be 100 wide mouth lids, 100 regular mouth lids, 2 of their tea towels, a timer, which is a 4 Jars Lids timer, as well as a $50 Visa card. That goes to one person. Okay, that will be chosen from a comment picker. Okay, as well as we will have other prizes that will go out through comment picker and hashtags. So there are some door prizes, and I'm trying to establish some collaborator prizes as well, because we always love giving to our collaborators. They put a lot of work into what comes out and providing good content for all of us. So that will be something as well. That being said, drum roll please. 4 Jars Lids actually is going to be a collaborator this collaboration, and to my knowledge it's the first time they've done it in a collaboration, so that's wonderful. We were great to have them on board, and they were willing and gracious in the process of going ahead and moving forward with that. That being said, let's go through who's inside the collaboration with us. So I have loud vehicles driving around, so I apologize. We have Kettle Kitchen, Big Valley Living, Jamie's Country Living, Lowe's Family Adventures, Ladies Farm, The Inquisitive Farmwife, SuburbanHomesteader Wyoming, Arizona, Where to Begin Homestead, Willow Way Ranch, BootsandBounty Homestead, Our Treasured Home, Our Smallholding Adventure, Bucket List Homestead, CNC Farm, and Dale Homestead, One Mom, Two Girls, Two Boys, 8 in all, Whole New Perspective, The Mudbrooker, The Flavorful Home. We also have the Mennonite Farmhouse, Four Jars Lids Company, Grace and Fire, Pike Creek Farm, Blue Self-Reliance, The Tilted Crown Gourmet, The Budget Preppers, Ormsby Farms, My Table of Three, Yogi Hollow Farm, Gretchen the Green Lady, Simply Jan Homestead, Our Urban Homestead, which formerly was Annie's Kitchen and Urban Homestead. She changed her name, so just so everybody knows that, that is Our Urban Homestead is her new channel name. Go check her out, let her know what you think of the name. We also have Not For Nothing Homestead, Lazy Days Ahead with Jesse and Lisa, Homestead Where You Are, and bringing up the end of the list, not last, not least, but bringing up the end of the collaboration, Mud and Mascara Homestead. So, another side note for you if you didn't know, Mud and Mascara Homestead and Not For Nothing Homestead now have property adjoining each other, and they are going to go in and form, well, which they have already done, they formed their own channel, and that channel name is Muddin for Nothing. No G at the end. MUDDN, the number 4, Nothing, NOTHIN, all one word. Go check them out. Great channel, great content coming. Great people that enjoy the same things in life, and that's what the goal is. So do check them out. So that being said, that brings up our list. So now you have our list of who's going to be in it. All of this information I just gave you will be down in the description box. Please check out these channels. One thing I will say, go share, like, comment. Okay. Number one, the commenting gives you additional chances for the prizes that are going to be given. And make a meaningful comment so that the people really know how you feel. Then you also have them getting to know you and what you're doing. So the other thing I would say is, if you end up finding content that you like and enjoy, or you find informative, consider subscribing to them. They would appreciate it, and so would we. So go ahead and sit back, and I'm going to go ahead and let you know what I'm doing now. All right, so now I moved inside because now we're got to get to work. So what I'm going to do is, in the, and I'm sorry if it is going to be backwards, I'm not quite sure if it will or not, but in this book, which is the Ball, All New Ball Book of Canning and Preserving, on page 51, it's the recipe that inspired me to do what I'm going to do, okay? So the recipe is for a peach bourbon jam, which I really wanted to do in the beginning, but because nowhere around where I live seems to have crystallized candied ginger, seems pretty simple to me, but for whatever reason, I then started looking. And so the ginger is not part of the processing for the jam. It's for flavor. It's a spice, technically. So what I've opted to do is, instead of just a regular bourbon, I'm going to use a honey flavored bourbon. So I'm going to make honey peach. Let me start that over. I'm going to make peach honey bourbon jam. So a lot of people would say, well, yeah, okay, that's Rebel canning, you can't do that. No, it's not Rebel canning, because I've done my research, okay? We're trading alcohol for alcohol, so we're not losing anything there. And the only thing I'm not putting in is the crystallized ginger, but again, that's considered a spice. So while, yeah, you could make the complaint that I'm changing the recipe, it's a safe recipe, and that's what matters. So in this specific case, I'm going to go ahead and do it. We need 4.5 cups of chopped peaches. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get you turned around. As I said, 4 Jars Lids is sponsoring us, so I'm going to go ahead and get this going. And so what we're going to do is, as you can tell, I got 4.5. Well, you can't tell, but I'm going to tell you, we got 4.5 cups of peaches that are chopped. So now what I have to do is I have to mash them up. And basically you're just trying to break them down so that they're easier to cook and whatnot. Let me go ahead and work on that, and then I will be right back. Okay, that took a lot longer than I thought. So there's going to be your hardest part of it, okay? But now it's all evenly mashed, so now we can move forward. Now we want to add in our pectin and our lemon juice. So it's a big stock pot, but I do it that way so I have plenty of room to do what I need to. Okay, so 6 tablespoons of pectin. And always a little extra, okay? And then we're gonna add in our 1/4 cup of lemon juice. And then a 1/4 cup of the honey bourbon in this case, okay? So what we're gonna do now is we are gonna go ahead, bring that mixture to a full rolling boil, because that's where it needs to be. Let me go ahead and get that turned up. And I'm just going to mix everything together, trying to dilute down the pectin. And when it gets to a full rolling boil, I will bring you back. A few things. I did go ahead. I have my lids soaking in warm water. They're not boiling. They're not over hot. Old habit, hard to die. Sorry. And then my jars have all been sterilized, my utensils. None of my jars had cracks or chips or anything, so I checked that. While this is going on, what I'm doing right now, I do have my jars warming up in the canning pot next to the stock pot. So those are on the way too. So this, you gotta have a boil you can't stir down, and that means if I stir in that spot, does the boil stop? For right now it does, but that's going to be less than a minute and it's going to be different. So I will show you. See, now it's all boiling, and when I stir, it is still boiling on the outside. Okay, so what I do now is take 7 cups of sugar. Yes, I said 7 cups of sugar. I know it's a lot. There's other sugar-free methods. There's Pomona's pectin you could use. This is what I use. But really, the sugar is part of the gelling process. So you need it. You need some of it to some point. So in this case, it's the recipe I'm using that calls for it, so that's what I'm doing. Again, if I find, now again, this is something I don't normally do. I don't normally make jams that are untested for me as far as taste. All right, so once this gets to a rolling boil, I can't stir down, so it's boiling still. I have to let it go for 1 minute. So I'm going to set my timer for 1 minute and keep stirring. And you want to make sure you're constantly stirring, otherwise it will stick to the bottom and you will have a mess. turn that up a little because you don't have to be that low, sorry. Okay, our 1 minute's up. So I'm gonna go ahead and take it off and we'll be back in just a second. All right, so this specific or particular recipe calls for 6 1/2 ounce jars. So I'm gonna grab 4 of them out right now. And even though it says an amount, don't always count on it. I always put a couple extra jars, ring and lid, just in case. And there are times where it's gone the other direction, so any of that is possible, okay? And then I always turn it so my threads are where I need them to be, because I measure it that way as well. And here we go. And these are a 1/4 inch head space. I'm gonna have to put a little more in that first one. Whoops, there we go. I'm going to go ahead and fill this one up over here and then come back. There we go. And there you go, so you can see what it looks like. And most people know. I'm not showing probably very many people something different, but I always take nice and show you here. That's my 1 inch mark. So as you can tell, I'm at 2 inches. So I got more than enough water. So we're good to go. So because of my altitude, so this recipe, let me back up just a second. This recipe says process these for 15 minutes once it comes back to a boil. So I put that on. And because of my altitude, I have to increase it by 5 minutes. So these will process for 15 minutes once it comes back to a boil. And I will show you what it looks like. Okay, I'll show you real quick. We're up to a boil. Steamed you out. And then I will set my timer for 15 minutes. And there we go. So we just sit there, wait till that happens, and then we come on back. All right, the timer's gone off, so I'm going to take that off. And then I'm going to set my timer again for another 5 minutes so it gets cool down time. And then we will be back. All right, timer's done. Let's see what we got. Looks like everybody stayed where they needed to. I don't see any residue floating around, so that's a good thing. Nobody tipped over. So, after you bring these out, don't tilt. Here, I'll show you what I'm saying. Some people have a tendency to take their jar, let me see if you can see, take their jar and tilt, way tilt to get the water off. Don't do that. It'll come off, but look at that. There you go. That looks good. Ow, that one's hot. So, success as far as I'm concerned right now. Wait for them to pop, give them at least 24 hours. And there you go. So, again, please check out all the channels in the collaboration. There's that hair thing again. Sorry. Check out all the channels in the collaboration. I hope everybody enjoys it. It's all about being fun. It's not about what you gain out of it, subscribers and views and all that. To me, collaborations really are about having a good time, getting to meet new channels, putting yourself out there, see what everybody else has to offer. So, again, all the information is down below. And don't forget the live on the 2nd of July on Kettle Kitchen, where Blue and I will be having a live stream giveaway. Make sure you remember, check out 4 Jars Lids. There's a coupon code down below. It's 10% discount, Kitchen 10. And thank you again to 4 Jars Lids. Not only as sponsors, but they've been great assets to this community, tried to help people out and tried to give us a great product that's at a good price point. I stand behind their product 100%. And thank you for joining in the collaboration. It is going to be a blast. I hope everybody enjoys it. You guys have a great day, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.